Howdy all, and welcome to Black's Lives. I think it's time to play a little 7 Days to Die. I swear I hear a zombie. It sounds like it's right on top of me. I don't see anything. I think you've gone crazy, game. Crazy. Okay, now I hear one growling. I don't know that those guys were close enough to make that sound, but apparently they were. Yeah, you're a big scary zombie. Look at me shaking in my boots. My sprained ankle. At least it's a sprain, not a break. So, I just finished watching Sunday night's episode of The Walking Dead, episode 3. It was awesome. I I know I've been wavering back and forth on whether or not they're going to follow the comic, but we're once again back to, I'm pretty sure, something that didn't happen in the comics. I know that the story they're doing next episode is one that I don't remember being in the comics. I'm also not caught up on the comics, so it could be in some more recent stuff, but, wow, I don't have any food. Well, there's a conundrum. Somehow I allowed myself to run out of food. I should have paid better attention. Maybe I can kidnap some guy and eat his leg off, like on The Walking Dead. Cannibals. You can't let cannibals live. You just can't. That's always the rule in these kinds of stories. Once someone's gone cannibal, they can't be trusted. And you're always supposed to put down a cannibal. Uh-oh. That was weird. Oh, look at that. Lucky me. Hey, potato. Some delicious Hostess blueberry pie. Shelf life of 37 years. That was a close one. Maybe we can find some more out here somewhere. I can't believe I let myself run out of food. What was I thinking? I should have stopped and hunted some wild game when I was in the forest. Well, I guess I had food when I went into that town. Or maybe I just thought I'd grab some food while I was in town, but I didn't do it. So, yeah, I better watch for that. I need to do something fast, too, because it's almost 6 o'clock at night here. Well, it's almost 5:30 at night. It's almost 5:30 at night here where I'm at, actually. But I don't have to worry about zombies coming out when it gets to 7:30 or 8. Well, not tonight anyways. Tomorrow night, though, which would actually be tonight, is Halloween. Not that I do any Halloween stuff. We didn't even do pumpkin carving or anything this year, which is weird. You'd think they had got out some pumpkins for the 4-year-old nephew to carve. My favorite thing about Halloween is that every year they buy candy, and every year nobody shows up because we live in the middle of nowhere. So technically, I guess we live on a pretty main road, but it's in between towns, and so when you're 8 miles outside of town, people don't just show up at your door to get candy. Like maybe my brother will bring his kids over and they'll get some candy, and then my nephew will get some candy. But there's still a whole lot of candy left for us to pick through over the next, I don't know, month or so. I hope there's Milk Duds. I love Milk Duds. I haven't had good Milk Duds in a while. I used to get them at the theater all the time. I kind of stopped going to the movies. It's hard to judge whether or not a movie's even going to be worth watching anymore. I guess it's always been that way, though. Why am I moving so slow? Alright, let's look for some game or some buildings. Or, I don't know, things to loot. Some bird's nests, things like that. And then we'll have to stop and make a fire so I can cook up some pig. I got a little bit of pig, I got a little bit of eggs. I can make up some eggs and bacon real quick. Probably boil some eggs if I need to here. I don't think I've boiled eggs yet. I don't know what kind of food they supply. Really? Nothing? There's just nothing out here. It's just big empty wilderness. See, once again, coming up on a little pond. Could definitely use some fishing gear. Some fishing gear. Get on that, pimps. But yeah, so The Walking Dead. Oh, the episode was awesome. Awesome. If I'm going to stop and get food, I should probably get some water while I'm near some water here. So in the season premiere, or in the season finale last year, they came across this place called Terminus. And I had no idea what was going down because I don't remember there being a Terminus in the books. And so I was excited. I like it when something differs from the book, but it does it really good. And so I was really excited for Walking Dead because the show is just amazing. I think that's a cliff. And so they get to Terminus, and I'm like, oh, those people are cannibals. They told them they have plenty of food. Nobody has plenty of food. That's a big fat lie. They aren't growing crops anywhere. They don't have cows. You don't have a big pot of stew in the middle of a zombie apocalypse. Unless it's the last year's supplies. So definitely they're eating people. And so season premiere, of course, they were eating people. And then Carol showed up and she, got everybody free. And, but Rick had promised this dude that he was going to kill him with a red-handled machete. And so at the end of the episode, he didn't kill the guy when he had him in his sights. And so I was waiting for this death by red-handled machete. And so then in the second episode, they found this church. And so they hung out there. But at the end of that episode, one of their guys, he'd gotten bit. And I was pretty sure he'd gotten bit, but he didn't reveal it till this last episode. And and so he was outside, and these people grabbed him. And then when he woke up, they had cut off his leg and were eating his leg. And so in this episode, the leader's talking to him, doing his bad guy monologue, and the one thing irritates the crap out of me is the bad guy in this episode, and the bad guys, all these cannibal people. Every time they talk to one of them, they're like, "You don't understand. We were good people once, and then these people came, and so now we're cannibals." And I'm like, man, they have a huge disconnect there. You don't have to be the bad guy. You know that, right? Out of food again. Alright, let's get some eggs here then, and... oh crap, I don't have any rocks. I threw away my rocks. I forgot about that. Let's get some rocks real quick. And so the bad guy said it a few times, and this other woman talked about it. And I understand horrible things happen to them, but I don't understand why they made the leap from nice to cannibal. It's just bizarre to me. There's no... And then he tells them, you don't know what it's like to be hungry. It's a zombie apocalypse. Everybody's hungry. But anyways, so they were eating the dude slowly. And then he starts... I mean, they cut off his leg and then bandaged it up because they wanted him to stay alive because they didn't want to eat zombie-infected flesh, I guess. And, really? I wanted to put down my campfire here and not get out my sledgehammer. I don't know what is going on with my search windows today. Oh, no, you know what? I forgot I got rid of my cook pot, too, accidentally. What can I cook up here? Grilled venison. Oh, yeah, bacon and eggs, for sure. And, let's go ahead and throw some more in there. And so, there, now stop it. So, I find it really bizarre that they're cannibals. I mean, there was no reason for it. They weren't cannibals before. The guys who took them weren't cannibals, as far as I could tell. So where does the cannibalism come in? And so the guy had this philosophy that you're either the cattle or the butcher. And I guess that immediately turned into we have to eat people. And so, but he goes on his big spiel about, how he's a cannibal and how you have to eat people. And, okay, I have got a lot of supplies here. Not painkillers. What did I just do with my water? I was trying to put that down here to drink some water. Okay. Can I make a cooking pot? Yes. Okay. It is made with whatever that stuff's called, forged iron. That's... I don't know what you're trying to do there, buddy, but that's clay, and we need forged iron. Actually, we need more than that. But so they, the guy starts laughing, and he's like, you're idiots. I've been bitten. You're eating tainted meat. And so they, of course, freak out because they're eating what they believe to be tainted meat, ignoring the fact that everything's tainted meat in The Walking Dead. And, well, any human that you're going to eat is tainted meat. Anyways. I clicked switch. Thank you. Go in the... Why are you fighting with me today, man? 5 minutes, it says. It's a lot of wood just to throw away when I could just go knock down some boulders here to get some coal chunks. Alright, now I am desperate for food at this point. So let us go find... Well, I can't... I'm gonna need to build a sleeping bag here, I guess, as well, which I believe is... Oh, yeah. Let's get these out of here. Alright. But so they eventually wound up, the cannibals came to the church where everybody was staying, and they eventually got taken out by Rick and his crew. They fought in the middle of it, the Rick's crew and the gotta get the scientist guy to Washington. He's not a scientist. And, well, that's not true. He is a scientist, but he's a high school science teacher. Spoilers! If he turns out to be a real scientist, I'll be shocked. First off, he's got a mullet, like you wouldn't believe if you don't watch the show. And, I don't see a lot of scientists running around like that. There are some, though. They have a couple at NASA I see sporting quite the hairdos. But, yeah, so Rick got to kill the guy with the red-handled machete like I was hoping for. Thought that was pretty awesome. Man, I could really use some animals. Or some buildings. I left all my water behind. I just wanted to scout down here a little bit looking for water or animals. I didn't see anything. Or not water. Buildings. Buildings or animals. Those are two things I'm looking for right now. Buildings or animals. I need a building too to hide in. Honestly. Man, how far did I go? Oh, you're not done yet. Hurry it up, man. Hurry it up. Pardon me while I go beat the face in on this zombie. Now, next week... Oh, don't run, deer. Next week on The Walking Dead... it's really hard to kill those things. Carol and Daryl took off after... Oh, I'm bleeding. Took off after this car that had taken one of the characters last season, Beth. And so it looks like next episode is going to be them getting Beth, which may or may not result in the loss of Carol. It was hard to read the facial expression of Daryl. I'm not sure. It looked like things didn't go quite as they planned. I don't know if he's just got extra people with him now or what, but you know, in this game everybody's fair game for getting taken out of the show, I think. Ooh, there was a pretty awesome scene in the episode, I thought. There's this whole warrior thing going with Michonne, and so you know, she carries this katana, and so they mention from time to time about how how she's a warrior. I can't stack 8 boiled water on top of 8 boiled water. Sometimes, I swear, your cooking is bizarre. What did I do with that? Yeah. And so they had taken her katana from her, and there was a scene, I don't remember if it was last week or the week before, where she reached for her katana and it wasn't there. I think that was last episode, and she reached for it, and so she's it's her burden, and so it's hard for her to put it down, and then they take it from her, and so she's still a warrior. I mean, don't get me wrong, Michonne's probably one of their best zombie killers, but there's a difference between being a warrior killer and just someone who kills zombies to survive. And so without the sword, she feels like, she's becoming human again, instead of the person who wandered with her, her brother and her fiance, husband, or was it her husband and his brother as camouflage and didn't speak to anyone. And so they got this great scene at the end of the episode where they I'm not baking my potatoes. You can forget that right now. Alright, that should do us good for a little bit here. But they got this great scene at the end of the episode. Well, not the very end of the episode, but toward the end of the episode, where they're killing all the cannibal dudes in the church, and after they're viciously killing these people. It's not just taking them out because they have to. It's premeditated, cold-blooded. We're gonna kill these cannibals, and the ones who were involved in the killing were pretty happy about it. Like, so one of the guys, the guy who they took and started eating, his friend, I think it was his friend, she maybe his sister. I don't remember. I don't remember what the relationships are. You'd think I love the show so much I could remember people's names and stuff, but I really don't. But she of course is one of the people killing the cannibals, and she just went to town stabbing away. Oh, there's another deer. And then Rick, of course, told that leader guy that he was gonna kill him with that red-handled machete, and so he went to town on that guy with the red-handled machete, and Michonne's killing one of them, and I forget who killed the other one. But the other people on from Rick's group there, it was one of the Washington, gotta head to Washington guys, and but so they're killing the cannibals, and they're so vicious about it, and so they kind of look at them like, I can't believe they're like this, and I just thought it was great, because it's the reason they're still alive, is that they have such vicious people on their team. Because otherwise they'd just all be dead. I mean, that's all there is to it. Without the instinctive viciousness of Michonne and Rick. I mean, Rick was a sheriff, so he's trained a little bit in dealing with this. Well, not a zombie apocalypse, of course, but he's trained to deal with people. And so But Michonne was like a lawyer, and so this is something that she's had to learn, and you know, so it's a good thing she's good at it. But anyways, to where after they kill these people, and the rest of the group, some of the rest of the group is just standing there, kind of open mouthed shock at what went down. Michonne sees that one of the guys has her katana, and so she draws her katana out again. It's really reminiscent of some stuff that goes down in the book, which I think they're leading up to. The Washington group who they met up with last season left, and so that's a little different than what happened in the book. In the book, they stayed together, but in this show, they just left with oh, I can't remember what his name is, the Asian dude, and whoops, I totally just accidentally clicked and applied a bandage for no reason. But the Asian dude and Maggie, he's only been in this series since like the first episode. I don't know why I can't remember his name. And they left with the Washington people. And they had a new girl they added last season. I don't remember what her name is though. And I can't remember the main character's name, so how am I going to remember a new character's name? So they left to go to Washington, but they left behind a map showing them where they were going. So I'm assuming they're going to hook back up together for what's coming up. I'm pretty sure they're going to do the Second City thing, and but in the comics, there's this great arc in there where they don't allow people to carry weapons inside the town, and so they make Michonne put down her sword, and so she actually hangs it over her mantle in the house that she lives in inside this walled city they come to. And she becomes Rick's deputy, I think, if I remember correctly. And so she doesn't have the katana on her for the longest time because she's put down her burden of being a killer in the apocalypse. And then, of course, things go sideways, and she has to take back up the katana. And so I love moments like that. It's just, I don't know, it's just so awesome to me because it's not just a weapon to her. It's that way of life that she doesn't want to be part of, but she's good at, and I love that stuff. Well, I'm glad we were able to get some deer meat anyways in here, so I have something to eat. But man, a little disappointed we didn't find any buildings back in. I mean, go everywhere, of course. I'm sure there are some buildings back through there somewhere, but how far can we zoom this thing out? Not very far. I love that city grid there. That was awesome. Man, I stagger around drunk, it looks like, man. Look at that. I made a U-turn in the middle of my path there. Yeah, we've come a long ways in the last, 15 episodes or so. I don't remember exactly. I think I started this and just kept going from 9, so it's been more than that. It's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Okay. Oh. What do we got here? I think this might be a new building to me. I can't tell. I think this is the hotel. I have not seen the hotel yet. I'm pretty sure that's what this must be. Awesome. So we'll have a new building to explore next episode. Awesome. I definitely have not seen one of these before. You guys can shut it. I'm about to leave, alright? Alright, well. Click like if you like, subscribe, be sure and catch the next one. And I will talk to you later.